I'm going to talk about myself for a minute because I don't do that very often, and the internet has this weird way of presenting a carefully curated digital version of ourselves, which, even if everything that's in it is entirely true, the cumulative effect is still a lie because of what it omits. If all you ever saw was what I post on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube, then you wouldn't be getting a very accurate picture of who I am. The truth is that I'm a big ball of fail, or at least I feel that way, especially lately. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what's right or wrong or true or false. I have opinions about these things. Oh boy, do I have opinions. Often I even think they're well-founded opinions, but right now I think there are about 3 things that I'm confident of. 1, love is a beautiful mystery, and I'm going to act as if it is at the heart of everything, because otherwise I'll just give up entirely. 2, I love my wife, Stacia Ann Anderson, utterly and completely. 3, I want to love everyone else, from my own children to strangers watching this video right now, better than I really do. That's it. Everything else is up for negotiation. Is God real? Is water wet? Is Taylor Swift any good? I don't know. This isn't a new discovery. I've known this about myself for a long time, and it's not like I've been keeping it a secret from those who know me well either. But it's easy to not say it aloud, and therefore to let people who don't know me as well to assume whatever they want about me, which is generally more flattering than the truth. The truth about me right now is that I'm 34 years old and I feel like a failure in so many ways. About a year ago, I left a job which I loved for many good reasons, and I don't regret it, but the result has been me spending this last year sort of spinning my wheels, trying to figure out what's next without much success. I've been rejected from over a dozen different jobs that I felt well qualified for in pretty ego-bruising ways. They took a look at my best skills, the things in life that I'm most proud about, which in my most arrogant moments I think I'm better than many of my peers at, and they said, meh. I'm 34 years old and I have about $100,000 in student debt, which I'm making no progress in paying off. Spending this last year unemployed has resulted in me taking on some credit card debt as well. At this rate, I won't be able to help my kids get through college, and I won't own a house by the time I retire. Speaking of retirement, I won't be doing that either unless something drastically changes. Meanwhile, a book that I've been telling everyone that I'd be writing for the past 3 years has gotten about 1 chapter closer to being finished. For the record, that means that I've written 1.5 chapters total. My laptop and my Google Drive folder are full of unfinished and abandoned projects. Even the stuff I've poured myself into pretty hard, like learning this whole new skill of making videos for the internet and blogging, which is something I've been doing for almost a decade, hasn't revealed the ego-boosting results I secretly hope for. My inner critic is more like a parliament of critics, all trying to one-up each other with withering analysis.
Eric, look at all these people who are doing better than you. They're selling more books, speaking to bigger crowds, getting more hits on their articles and videos.
Eric, you're a pathetic narcissist focused on superficial metrics like money and hits and views.
Eric, you know that envy is a waste of time and seeking outside validation is a losing game, so why do you keep doing it? Eric, the true measure of success is the care you put into a project and the impact it has on individuals, even if those individuals are few in number. If you keep wishing that you have a bigger audience, what does it say about how little you value the people who are giving you their time now?
But Eric, the real reason you aren't reaching more people is because you suck. You're not creative. You've just been pampered your whole life.
Oh, and Eric, the fact that you're making a video about your confidence issues as an artist when our planet is burning and lives are being lost just proves how self-centered you are.
I'm fully aware that a lot of this falls under first world problems. I've been put in a position to fail forward most of my life. I never had to try that hard in school. I had caring parents and good teachers that put me in a position to succeed without having to adapt very much. There's a lot of white male privilege going on here. I'm not saying I never worked for anything, but I was also always made aware that success by conventional definitions was achievable for me. In fact, I was kind of expected to achieve it. Somewhere along the line, I internalized internalized those expectations of myself, even as I was also making choices which rejected the conventional ideas of success to a certain degree. I mean, I didn't exactly go into hedge fund management, so why make this video? Is it a plea for pity? Am I fishing for compliments? No. Well, I mean, I love receiving compliments, and I'd be lying if I said that my brain wasn't kind of like,
Hey, Eric, this could go viral, just like Charlie is so cool. Like, people love it when you get all vulnerable and shit.
but no, the reason that I'm making this video is because this is the way that the process of creation works. You dream, and you sweat, and you struggle, and you pour a piece of yourself out on the page or on the screen or whichever medium it is that you're using, and you love the thing that you created, but you also hate it, and you think that you're wonderful and great at what you're doing, but you also think that you're a big ball of fail at the same time. And people see your art or they don't, and they love your art or they don't, but you still have the same inner dynamic of creation to work with. Tomorrow, the blank page is still waiting for me, and the only way that I can get something down on that page is to shout that parliament of critics into relative silence temporarily and keep making stuff. I'm not just talking about the process of creating art here, I'm also talking about the process of creating self. Every day I wake up and I have choices to make about who I will be in this world. How will I treat people? Where will I put my energy? What impact will I make? Those critics are just as eager to tear into my choices about life as they are to tear into my choices about art, and they make some really good points. In fact, those critics are useful for one very important task. They're really good at figuring out where the pain is. They unerringly find my weakest points and jump on them. And this is useful because beautiful art and beautiful selves usually arise out of a kind of heroic vulnerability. The more willing we are to go to those places in ourselves that we would rather forget exist and open them up and say, this is what I'm like, the more likely it is that we're expressing something true. So this morning I thought, I am a complete failure. And also, I have to make something today. What should I make? I guess I'll start there.